What is going on, everybody, man? King Recon here. Now, let me just go ahead and let the cat out of the bag, man, because I know someone's gonna ask. So the reason why the title states discussion is because on Thursday, listen, I kid you not, on Thursday, this was the exact order of events. I woke up, I used the bathroom, I came back. I was waiting for the Nintendo of America stream to see what announcement we would get for the NX, now known as the Nintendo Switch. So I logged on IGN, and there was nothing. Got on YouTube, nothing. I go on Twitter, and I kid you not, the very moment that I hit Twitter, the very first thing that I see is a page of Sanji and Luffy, and I see it, and I'm like, no! And I swear, it was like that Darth Vader, no! Why? And I saw it, and I was like, wait. And then I didn't even get to the Nintendo Switch thing yet, man. I was just like, wait a minute. And I'm sitting here, I'm staring at it. And then I go to hit search, and I press it. I go onto the Nintendo thing. I watch the Nintendo Switch. I was hyped, son. I go back to the home page, and I get spoiled again. Then this time, I see a panel of Big Mom, and I'm like, well, what's the point now, man? What's the point of me doing a reaction? So I just got on Manga Junior with the chapter. But here we are, man. And I was so, dude, I tell you, I was so disappointed, man, because I wasn't going to be able to do a video on Thursday anyway, but still, spoiling me on the series, man. Like, come on now. That was the very first, those are the two things I saw on my home timeline immediately. Listen to me, man. I click on my home timeline all the time for Gintama and Toriko. Nothing, right? If I get spoiled on Toriko, it is legit my fault. But One Piece, I just pressed the thing to the search bar, and it was over. I had no chance. No chance. But here we are, man. Let me take off this jacket. I'm gonna start sweating. Talking about some One Piece greatness, man. Obviously, want to talk about the chapter. So it's going to be discussion. What I'm going to do this time around is I'm going to do a little special, since I don't know when's the next time I'm going to be able to do a One Piece video, honestly. Or at least a One Piece related chapter video, because I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do one on Thursday. But this is going to be my last week of doing YouTube videos until at least mid-December. So let's go and kick it off with a bang with... Hold on, man. Let's do it, man. We're going to kick things off with the one... the only, the #1 selling manga, the biggest hit in Japan's history, selling in about 400 million volumes, the current WWF champion, One Piece. Man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a good minute since I've said that. You know, I don't know what it is, man. When I take these small hiatuses, it feels like it's been a while. But when I come back after like a 3-month hiatus, it's like, yeah, it hasn't been a while. Sometimes it feels like that. But regardless of that, guys, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through page by page. And I'm going to be reading the Viz translation for the first time for this chapter, since I'm recording this here on Monday after I got home. And so let's go ahead and see what the Viz translation has to us. I see that the title's the same as the manga screen translation, Viz Smoke Sanji. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to go through page by page, and then I'm just going to discuss, some noteworthy things that I like about each particular page, and just talk about the chapter, because I legit want to talk about some certain like, you know how I do in my reactions, how I usually end up stopping and talking about something. That's exactly what I'm going to do here, except this is going to be more of a discussion-based thing rather than a reaction, because I've obviously already read the chapter. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Right here on the first page, we see Tank Man, Luffy! And we see Cracker bouncing right back, and we see an amazing... I mean, she had about 10 glorious panels in this chapter for Nami. And when we get later on in the chapter, there was one particular page where when I saw Nami's face, man, my heart sunk. My heart sunk. But regardless of that, chapter 843, Vince Smoke Sanji. So here we see, Brother Cracker, Brother Nero! I knew you'd come! And we see Cracker getting wiped away getting sent straight back. We see Pound, we see Nami, and we see Cracker just getting blasted away. This is a beautiful Nami page, man. I don't recall this panel being this nice in the flippin' in the manga tune translation. So here, switching over to the next page, we still see Cracker blasting through some more of the homies, and he continues to go through the homies. We see him going right towards the central portion of Whole Cake Island. We see the Whole Cake Chateau. Mama, 2 of the sweet 3 generals have arrived. And I want to talk about this particular panel right here because I always love the particular panels that Oda puts of buildings. I feel like Oda does buildings in such a they just look nice. Like some of the perspective, that is that a bit of muscle right there? Wait, man, regardless of that, man, you see, that's what happens when you finally get a camera where you can see yourself. Regardless of that, though. I just absolutely love the way that Oda does some of these panels of when it comes to just even like pillars, buildings, just a little thing like just from a camera aspect, like it would be right under looking at it. It makes it look way bigger than it actually is. I love stuff like that, man. So here we have dialogue from Big Mom stating, "We have General Katakuri and General Smoothie, and Big Mom is sitting on her throne, man. We have no idea still what the heck happened to Jimbei. I want to know what happened to my boy. What happened to him? What happened to the main man, Jimbei? That's the question. Mama, it's been forever since we had all 3 together. Hasn't Cracker returned yet?" She doesn't know. She does not know yet, man. So here we see in sort of similar fashion as to whenever Doflamingo landed in mid-Dressrosa, wiped out. People like, is that the king? You know, it's kind of like whenever you're watching pro wrestling and you see Cena on the floor, you're like, it can't be. That's John Cena, you know what I mean? So it's something like that. And, you know, they're over here, Brother Cracker! And we actually get to see 3 new individuals that we have not seen yet. And stating them right here from right to left. The very first one right here with the hat. And I love his hair. He reminds me a lot of a scarecrow. This is a pretty nice jacket design here. Minister of Cheese, the 19th son of Charlotte Montdure. Love that name. And seriously, I'm in love with that hair. And then the next one right here, we have Minister of Butter, 18th daughter of Charlotte Galette. That's some nice names, man. And she actually, the way that like the horns come up here, they're really nice design. The way her hair curves, she kind of reminds me a little bit of Vinsmoke. Not to lie to you. And then this guy over here, the slimy man himself. I mean, if this man, just look at him. He has a bow tie on his chin. I mean, how can you not like him? Minister of Cream, Throman Jojo, 5th son of Charlotte Opera. So here we have Opera, Galette, and Montador, and looking right down at Cracker, who is one of the 3 sweet generals, man. This is one of 3. This is one of Big Mom's right hands. You know what I mean? Like straight up right under Big Mom. And I love absolutely the perspective here on the panel when it comes to Cracker, because the way that you're looking at it, he looks just, even though he looks beat up, he still looks healthy. Like he still looks strong. Honestly, in this panel, with all them looking over him, and they're just looking for him because they just can't believe it. I love that name, Minister of Butter. You have the Minister of Cheese, Butter, and Cream, man. Give it to me. That's an entire flipping dessert right there, man. Just give me some. Give my boy some cream, man. Regardless of that, Straw Hat Luffy-ish. Gotta be close. And you have the entire place just going emergency alert. And, you know, there's a curfew order, and Cracker's been defeated. Everyone's going insane. So then we go back to the Seducing Woods. Now, this portion right here is really cool, because it appears like Luffy burps all. You know how sometimes whenever, like, especially for me, since I happen to have a little bit of a stomach issue at some point in time, sometimes you just need to release some gas, man. Sometimes in order to relieve yourself of the pain, because sometimes, man, the food is just, it hits home, man. You get a nice, good plate, son. You want to eat the entire thing. And you know what I'm saying? So you want to eat the entire plate, man. Your mom gives you the greatest bowl of rice in this part of the earth. In the Western and Eastern Hemisphere, there is not a better bowl of rice than that one you just got. You devour the entire thing. You got yourself a thing of water. You go right there. You get yourself a nice donut from Dunkin' Donuts or wherever you get your donuts from. You devour it. You continue to drink some more water, and you're like, damn, I'm full. You gotta release some gas, whether it be from down there, from up here, it doesn't matter. But you gotta release it. And I love how the way that Luffy gets back to his initial state is by burping and by releasing gas. It's normal, you know, and I like that. It's actually really nice. So here Pound has some dialogue as he's looking down at Luffy, and this panel right here is very, very comedic because you see Pound looking up and he's putting up a JoJo. He's like, whoa! You see Nami next to him. Nami looks furious, and you just see Luffy's stomach, man. And it's a really, really funny panel. Absolutely funny panel. And Luffy states something really awesome here. He states that he thinks he's eaten a lifetime supply of biscuits. I don't remember that manga stream translation. A lifetime supply of biscuits, is it? Yo, man, you gotta get up to Luffy, man. In order to eat through all that. And here is yet another glorious panel of my love, the love of my life. Nami Swan, we won! You damn right, I won by looking at this panel, man. By the gods, if this was a comic, the hearts would be coming out of my eyes, they'd be hitting the screen. My screen would have been broke. My screen would have broke 3,000 years ago the moment I would have seen Nami. Let me see. So here we see Nami whacking the hell out of Pound. Say, come on, just acting a bit excited. We just beat one of the Emperor's right-hand dudes. Don't you understand? But the thing is that Pound understands what this is. You may have taken him out, but now you're gonna have the big boys coming after you. You know what I'm saying? Like Pound understands. Pound understands the drastic and just how much. Like even though they might have taken him out, the Lord knows what's about to happen to us now because we took him out. There's consequences to us taking that mountain, especially in the way that we took him out, making him land all the way over there. You know, this just coming from me. If someone beats me in my home turf and humiliates one of my dudes in my home turf, we have beef. We're going right into like swimwear. You face me in Modern Warfare 2 on my listen, man. You face me in Call of Duty 4 on overgrown, downpour, flipping a crash. You know my maps, my showdown, my maps. On Halo 3, you go in the Guardian and you teabag one of my dudes. We fighting. That's fighting words, man. So I understand Big Mom when it comes to that situation right here, man. It's just the way it is. The homies, man, they have such an awesome design. And then right here, really awesome dialogue. It states, it is well known that Mama's favorite card holds absolute power over the homies. You know, straight up King's Haki around here, man. In fact, even Mama's own children are forbidden to hold a piece of it. And I've been seeing a theory thrown around that I actually am fond of. I can't lie to you. I'm actually pretty fond of this theory that Nami could be a lost daughter of Big Mom. You know how they found Nami on that island, and that's when the Bellamere Aperture Rescuer, and it along with Nojiko there, right? But my entire thing is this: we don't know what happened before that, so it could be another like a Sanji situation. Who knows? Oda can intertwine whatever he can do, and he'll make it work. And I don't know, because especially with this next panel, it had me in a whole world of what? Wait just a minute. So, but I like the theory. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would love to actually watch one. I'm not even sure if there's a video for it, but I know that somebody left a comment one time, and I loved it so much. You know, they're just putting down how Nami could be a lost daughter of Big Mom, and I thought it was great. I thought if it is what it is, man, I like it. Let's do it. But one of the things I've always liked about Nami is the fact that Bellamere was her mother, and but maybe this will lead to some character development with Nami. You know, who knows? I don't know. But I'm looking forward to the future, man. But regardless of that, this is why I'm talking about this. So he states right here. Oh, and another awesome panel right here. A very cute panel of Nami. But regardless of that, Pound goes in there and says, "But this is an emergency," and I want to read this entire thing verbatim because I haven't read this part of the chapter yet since the manga stream translation. So let's read this again in the Biz translation. When General Snake, solid snack. was defeated. Cracker's forces blotted out the sea with their numbers, and Linlin's rage of vengeance summoned a storm. Listen to me, man. There are two characters, thus far that we know, that have summoned some sort of wind or storm, or where a storm took place that helped save them in a certain situation, and that's Dragon and Roger. Roger, whenever he was taking on I almost called him Lion. I almost disrespected my boy, man. You gotta call him Cheeky the Golden Lion, man. But Cheeky, whenever he was taking on Cheeky, and the supposed storm came in there and helped them out, right? And same thing with Monkey D. Dragon. Coming in there, lightning coming down, and there's a lot of people that think that Dragon has some sort of weather or storm ability. So, just basing off of that, Big Mom, now we see that Linlin's rage is their vengeance. Summon a storm, vengeance, anger, the sky's opening up, King's Haki. It has to be some form of Haki, man. And there's too much that we don't know about Haki that leads me to believe so. So then we continue on. From what I heard, like the enemy ships were sunk in a blink. Reminds me of the Roger situation. It truly does. It might have to be something with just Haki is able to do something like that. Able to change the weather. Which is why I've been saying for such a long time, and I'm glad Mac pointed out in his video, that Nami's, that her weather forecasting is a form of observation Haki. That's just the way I've always seen it. So then Nami states, a storm. Linlin can control the weather. This is very important here. Linlin can control the weather. In her left hand are the lightning clouds of Zeus. Lightning clouds of Zeus. And in her right hand, the sun itself, Prometheus. And you're telling me that's not OP? Zeus, Prometheus, the sun, lightning, and it just feeds on to that, to the fact that theory with Nami possibly being a daughter of Charlotte Linlin. Who knows? But one thing is for sure here. Big Mom in this chapter, originally I had her as a very powerful Yonko, where the fear and her strength came more from a political aspect. But after seeing this, man, who wants to box someone? Let me tell you, if you go into battle and you're on the sea, and you hear that someone else holds in her left hand Zeus, and in the right hand Prometheus, like what? Regardless of that, man, that's insane. And I really want to know more about that ability. I've also heard the theory thrown around there could be two devil fruits. Two devil fruits. I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. But one thing is for sure is that this is very, very similar, the whole summon the storm thing, to Roger and Dragon. It might just be King's Haki. We might finally be seeing someone use Haki on the caliber of the Yonko. We saw what Whitebeard and Shanks did back in Volume 45 and Post-Enies Lobby. We saw what happened when they clashed and the sky split. It's King's Haki, man. This all goes back to Haki. So I'm looking forward to seeing if this is just going to be Oda delving more into Haki, which I would love to see for sure. But if it is a situation of two devil fruits, hell, I don't know, man. This is gonna be crazy. But I'm leaning more towards Haki because I think now Oda, it's about time, especially since we're in the first Emperor arc. We're finally gonna get to see an Emperor go in, and if we start learning more about Emperors and more about King's Haki, more about Haki in general, then maybe that's just gonna be what it's gonna be. But that Linlin can control the weather aspect really intrigued me because he says it as if it's like an ability only she has. But yet we've seen it with Dragon and Roger. So I don't know. It's very interesting, and I'm hoping Nami gets to learn something out of this too, man. That'd be flipping awesome sauce. Can you imagine Nami getting a power up? And here that'd be sick. There's like no way to okay. So here we continue on the page. There's like no way to stop Big Mom when she's mad, and Pound should know. But listen, man, no one knows better than the partner, than the spouse. You know when your girl and your man are pissed. You know. You know, that's just the way it is. So take my word for it. You ought to escape before she hears about this. And that's like what I was talking about earlier. She controls the weather. Let her be mad. Luffy doesn't care, man. I'm the one who's mad right now. So then we continue onward, and I actually want to read this as well. I mean, what is Sanji doing? He just leaves a letter and vanishes on us without even giving a reason why? Now, this portion right here at first, I was a little, I don't know, I didn't know how to feel about this at first, this particular panel with Luffy. But the more I thought about it, and the more I saw it from Luffy's perspective, I thought about it and I said, Luffy might actually have a point here, and this is what I mean by that. In every single situation that we've seen where a Straw Hat does not want to get the other Straw Hats involved in a situation to where it could get them harmed, Sanji was always willing to fight. Nami and Robin, willing to fight, going in there 100%, walk to Arlong Park, walk to the Frankie house, over there on the top of Enies lobby, declaring war on the world government. Sanji should know better than anyone else that Monkey D. Luffy doesn't give a damn who's in front of him. He will do whatever it takes. Sanji should know that better than anyone. So, and not just him, Sanji's hard. But I had to side with Luffy on this one. Because I understand now, after processing for a couple days, why Luffy would say something like that. Why Luffy would say that. It's like, what is Sanji doing? Yeah, he was with it through it all. He should know better than anyone. He was there. When it comes to that squad, when it comes to Usopp, Zoro, and Sanji, they of all people, actually, Usopp, Zoro, Sanji, and Nami, from the original East Blue squad, they should know better than anyone. They've been with him the longest. And Luffy doesn't care. They know the strike. They declared war on the world government. Come on, man. They don't care. So, I understand where Luffy is coming from in that aspect. And you see Nami right here contemplating another beautiful panel of her face. It's a very nice side profile. So here we see Luffy states, "We managed to get this far thanks to Pudding's map, but now Peckham's is gone. Pudding said she'd bring Sanji out to us, but nobody was even at the shore where she said. And we just wasted all that time in the forest we wandered into. If they hold that wedding, then Sanji's a part of Big Mom's crew, right? I wonder when the actual ceremony is. They said the Vinsmoke family was going today to the castle where the wedding chapel is." Now, when we get to to that portion of the thing, I want to talk about the Sanji side of that argument between Luffy and Sanji, because it's not really it is kind of reminiscent to Luffy and Usopp, but it's different. It's different. But I want to talk about it through, because I just talked about the Luffy side, and I can see it through Luffy's eyes, but I can also see it through Sanji's eyes as well. So we'll get to that whenever we get to Sanji. Continue onward here. Hey Tree, you know where the castle is, right? Carry me there. We're going to take Sanji back. And then right here we split over back to a panel, and I absolutely love the design of this thing, man. Listen, it screams Magic Kingdom. It screams Disney, man. The parades they have, it just screams it. Do you hear a lot of noise coming from town? Perhaps the welcoming celebration. We're okay, Nami. If all goes well, both you and Brooks' team will be... And then you just see them get launched. Really? You don't sound okay to me, Chopper. And then we see right here an awesome panel. And I'm not going to say why, man. If you know King Recon, you know why. You know why. Of Nami right there with Luffy. Panel states, well, in any case, we're not in a spot where you can help from outside. Just keep moving forward. Don't worry, Nami. We're totally fine. How can I not be worried? We're heading toward the castle to find Sanji now, okay? If you get him, just talk to this. And another beautiful panel of Nami, man. Just so many chock-full panels, man. Oh, no, and I'm a tard, and I don't care. Chopper, Carrot. It's just mirror paces again. Are they all right? And then you see Luffy come down. And I'm telling you, it's those things, man. Burping, gas, sleep. That's what you need. That's what you want to do when you're full. It's just the way it is. It's almost back to normal. Is that really how the human body works? You see him say beat. Now, before I go, oh well, actually, I'll just go in order. So here we go. Hey girl, you've So the mistranslation, it states, "You've got wood luck." I'll tell you what has wood luck right now. The next Nami's son. I get that wood luck. Every male has wood luck when you see Nami. Look at this. Look at those godlike panels. It's like Oda's shoving it in my face. There you go. Oda's a good man. Regardless, we get a panel. There they are, German 66. You see Sanji, really nice perspective panel. Luffy's looking back. You see Sanji, or you see Nami, a little bit of her eye, a little bit of her dress. It looks fantastic. You manage to see someone is approaching. Now here we go, man. This is when it gets real. Hey, Sanji! Now when I initially saw this, because now granted, I already got spoiled on the ending. On what happened with like Chopper on what happened with Luffy and Sanji about to go at it. So granted, I already knew. But this portion right here I had like a little bit of doubt in my mind, you know? So let's see. Hey Sanji, I haven't seen you in a while. When you crossed the territory to get here, you see Sanji's face. And he looks absolutely shook. Absolutely shook, man. So we continue. And what is with that giant tree behind him? It's running. And one of the best Nami panels that I've seen in oh my god. It's Sanji, thank goodness we made it in time. I mean, gorgeous. And I know exactly how my boys feel here, man. You see the eyes. They know greatness. So here we go, man. What are they doing here? Now, this is how you know that Sanji was truly shocked. And he doesn't know what to do here. And I love how Oda puts this panel before the next panel. So we see we see the brothers, and we see their eyes popping out. Sanji, the first person, if you were to see Nami like this, that you know he would go insane. Doesn't even get even a glimpse to it. Sanji doesn't even pay a glimpse to how much of a goddess Nami looks right now. Doesn't even pay a glimpse. Sanji. That's how I already knew that's how real it was for Sanji right now, man. That's how he you know, can you imagine the emotions he's going through? Seeing his friends after quite some time. You know, a mix of emotions, like happy they're here, but mad because they went against your orders, knowing them, because he had a feeling. He had a feeling. But he thought that as the third strongest as the crew, as a man who was beside Luffy for such a long time, he thought Luffy would respect his orders. He thought Luffy would respect him. But he knew inside that Luffy would come towards him, but he just had that little glimmer of thing. So Sanji has like all these different emotions in his head, you know, of why didn't they trust me, but I'm so glad to see them, and he's worried about them. So here we go, man. What are they doing here? So that is Straw Hat Luffy, and you see Reiju in the background, man, and freaking Judge. Luffy jumps right in. We came to get you, Sanji. And then we go into the next page, man. I know you wrote that you'd be back in the letter, but I hate waiting. Get back or we'll shoot. And dude, Sanji, you just see the struggle. And it says it's a party, man. You see the struggle on his face. He's remembering the memories. He's remembering the strides. And you're like, dude, hard. And he's lobby vibes, man. It's the same thing that Robin was. Not even the same thing either. Because Robin had I mean, of course, she was thinking about the crew. But Sanji could have actually taken control of this because Robin, the situation is different because she's with the world government, and they had to save her. Sanji then has back with his family. Sanji's back with his family. He could have prevented this. He easily could have prevented it. But the fact that they're here, you know, in the Robin situation, they you know, the world government, they would have done it anyway. But this is Sanji. They would have let Sanji off the hook because they're family. They're bastards, but they're still family. He's still the prince. And he could have prevented it. But seeing them now is just a mix of emotions. You see it right there, man. He's struggling. He's holding it in, man. It's such a hard panel to look at. Originally, I was just going to come get you myself, but it was a bit much for me. Yo, dude, listen, man. So Zoro's group was heading for Wano now. If you should decline Mount, yo, dude, it's just the memories, and he's remembering everything that they told him up until now. Well, we've got Nami Chopper Brook. Do you want to set to 5 from his shoulders? And also because they wouldn't want to take no for an answer. Luffy gets kicked right off. Nami says, hey, what's that for, Sanji? Then here comes the panel, man. I didn't get spoiled on this panel. Get lost, you miserable, inferior pirates. This is an amazing panel of Sanji. An amazing panel of Sanji. But the fact of the way he says this, and I think in the manga translation it was even worse of an insult. Get lost, you miserable, inferior pirates. Sanji saying that to us, man. After all we've been through, son. I can see it from both sides. I can see why they'd both be pissed. Why they'd both be emotional here. I can see it. And you see the bastards laughing. The only one not laughing is Reiju, because Reiju knows he doesn't mean it, man. My name is Vinsmoke Sanji, and I am a prince of Germa Kingdom. Now, fanboy Theory Recon is fangasming over that statement. But reader of the series, Omar, the man who behind it, is crying on the inside. Because I'm like, Sanji, man, you don't mean that shit, man. It's your emotions, and you're like, dude. So we continue onward, man. If I had told you, it would have only made you self-conscious. The difference in status between us is obvious. Here I have all the money, soldiers, and servants I can use, and you know that hurts him because he knows it's not true. They don't care. If my choice is between returning to you and your chucklehead crewmates and living in luxury with Big Mom's beautiful daughter as my wife, which do you think will make me happier? There's no comparison. Stop taking that letter seriously. I'm not going back. It just hurts you, man. And then this panel hits home. Nami looks like she's about to tear up, yo. Sanji would never even make Nami look sad. Never. A woman's tears are like Sanji's bat signal in Batman. That's him. And here is about to make Nami cry with this statement. You know, son. And it hurts. It hurts from both sides, from both Luffy and Sanji's side. You could see both perspectives, and that's why I say that it's reminiscent to the Luffy and Usopp fight in just in that manner, just in that side alone. It's crazy, man. I'm actually amazed you came all this way, poor sap. Just go, whatever your name is. Hell no, what are you talking about? This makes no sense. Hey, I want to help, but don't get involved. I'll drive him off. And this was the panel I got spoiled on. And you see Sanji and Luffy, and they're about to supposedly engage in battle. Now, next chapter is going to be extremely emotional, so I'm thinking still about doing a reaction to it, because I have a feeling that this next chapter is going to be like, like whenever a chapter is like very, very emotional, you just have to play a combination of Mother Sea and Golden Odin. That's how I think next chapter is going to go. But by the heavens, from page 1 up until now. Listen to me, man. Like I said before, with the Big Mom revelation, with Big Mom and her and basically the whole island now well aware that Brother Cracker, has been defeated by Luffy. And now he's about to piss off the Vinsmokes? I mean, yo. It's looking drastic, man. Listen to me. You already know he's pissed off Big Mom with the candy, and now he's humiliated her on her own turf? Do you read Brother Cracker? I don't know what the hell her ability is. Is it Haki? Is it Devil Fruit? I don't know. But then we get to the final portion of the chapter, man. It just hits home, man. Listen, just knowing Sanji, these three are pretty much my favorite characters, man. Luffy, Nami, and Sanji. I know how much it hurts Sanji so much to state those words. And you know how serious Sanji is, how emotional he is, when he doesn't even notice the fact that Nami's about to cry and Nami's sad. And that's the portion when I saw the panel the first time that it hurt for me. Because that's when I knew that Sanji was in so much pain. But you can see it from Luffy's perspective as well. Because Luffy knows that this man has been through it from all the way back to Arlong Park in the original one, all the way down everything, man. Alabasta, flipping Skypiea, Enies Lobby, Sabaody, going Batfishman Island, all of it. You know? They've been through it. They have all been through it. He saw what Luffy did in Marineford. He knows what Luffy would do. And he of all people should know, like, that's why I know that Luffy's like, what the hell are you saying? You went through all that with me, you knew I would do this. And you see how pissed off, man. You just see the emotions and the rage between both of them. Just a hell of an emotional sauce of a chapter, man. And I can't wait for next week's, man. I really can't. Or I can't wait for next chapter. I'll be here for One Piece, man. This isn't gonna be my last One Piece video until I leave on hiatus, but I have to do next week's or this Thursday's chapter. I have to. I absolutely have to, man. Gonna have the sad soundtracks in the background. I'm gonna be ready to go. But man, guys, you guys from us today, you already know. For me, this chapter got a fantastic sauce. I mean, I can't give it any. I can't give anything lower, guys. Absolutely great stuff from revelations to raising the stakes. Talking about raising the stakes. And then feeding to some theories, man. Amazing Nami panels, which always adds on to my rating. But then you have emotion, and you have this stuff going within the Stride crew. And, I mean, for the gods, man, you saw how much Luffy had to go just against Cracker. And I'm not taking anything away from Cracker. But now he's pissing off Big Mom, and now he's about to piss off the Vinsmokes. It's looking drastic, man. But you guys have been awesome today. This next chapter is gonna be emotional. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I wasn't ready I'm almost never ready for emotional moments. But it's what I live for. That's why I love manga. It's why I love One Piece. And so I can't wait for next chapter. Next chapter is gonna be quite a chapter, and I can't wait for it, guys. So you guys have been awesome today. Thank you so much for watching this. If you've gotten through the entire video, you're a trooper. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for your patience in this video being late. And I'll see you guys for the next chapter of One Piece. Because it's going to be an emotional one, man. And you could just see it from both sides. And it just hurts, man. It hurts knowing these characters and knowing Sanji. Just seeing him have to say all this. And how serious he is, man. It hurts, man.